So like your first match or
Yeah.
matches thereafter, like how I always envisioned you guys run this whole thing like 10 times before you go out there in front of the crowd, and like every beat for beat, stuff like that. That's what I always picture,
Yeah.
not knowing how it actually works. So like your first match with Taz, like
Yeah.
how much prep did you guys have before that? Was it down to the move, or did you just go out there and be like, fuck it, like let's see what happens?
Yeah, no, the first several matches, it was beat for beat. I knew everything that was going to happen. I would come to find out later, and if any wrestler asks me, what advice can you give me? I'll tell them two things. One, learn how to work without having everything called. It's so freeing once
Sure.
you don't have to have everything called. Now, wrestling those first few matches, I mean, I was so nervous. I'm literally standing behind the curtain going, why did you do this? Why did you do this? I hate this feeling. And because I thought I was going to forget stuff. And you do forget stuff. So once you can
Sure.
learn how to wrestle without having to remember stuff, it's so much better. And the second thing I'll tell wrestlers is give things a time to digest. Andrew, you're a comedian, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you tell a great joke,
Mhm.
it's all about letting it digest, you know,
Yes.
getting to the punchline. Wrestling's the same thing. And I've heard so many people talk about how wrestling and comedy, it's parallel universes.
Sure.
Well, in wrestling, if you do a big move and then you step on it with doing another, give the people time to digest stuff.
Yes.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like that's the two bits of advice I always give younger wrestlers. But it's honestly though, it takes time. Like
Yeah.
when I was going out early in my career, I was so worried about like messing a spot up because I didn't want to mess up. But then later you realize, well, these people don't know what the spots are.
Right.
Right.
So if I
Right.
mess something up, they don't know. Just go to
Mhm.
something else.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's very
Yeah.
freeing once you get comfortable with that.
Yeah. And
I love
compared to comedy too, like you also are playing off that audience quite a bit. Like, and
Absolutely.
sometimes you have to shift and adjust based on the crowd might be more into it than usual. The crowd might not be into it at all. And then that's a whole other issue of having to just, if you come out and you're doing your, like what you planned and it's not going over well, sometimes you got to shift.
Yeah.
Or if you go out and you hit on something that's so over with the audience,
Sure.
why go off it? Why leave it?
Bingo.
Same with wrestling.